Hari Om and Namaste. I take immense pleasure in inviting you all to this national webinar series, Yoga Ramayana Vishwakosha History. Continuing our series with Professor K. Subramaniam Sir, we have Sri Rama Saushilyam.
वंदे शंभुमुमापतिं सुरगुरुं वंदे जगत्कारणं वंदे पन्नगभूषणं शशिधरं वंदे पशूनां पतिं वंदे सूर्य शशाङ्कवह्निनयनं वंदे मुकुन्दप्रियं वंदे भक्तजन आश्रयं च वरदं वंदे भक्तजन आश्रयं च वरदं वंदे शिवं शङ्करं श्रीराघवं दशरथात्मजमप्रमेयं सीतापतिं रघुकुलान्वयरत्नदीपम् आजानुबाहुं अरविन्ददलायताक्षं रामौ निशाचरविनाशकरौ नमामि. Friends, Sri Ramachandra Prabhu is of Sausilyam. Only a person of Sausilyam can understand Parabhakti, appreciate Parabhakti, admire Parabhakti, encourage Parabhakti. Similarly, only a person of this Sausilyam alone can understand real self-sacrifice. Shrunvantu Vishwe Amrutasya Putra, we are all the children of eternity. We should aim at eternity, and that eternity Amrutatvam, Tyage Naike Amrutattvamanasu, that eternity can be obtained, attained, achieved only when we have developed that quality of selfless sacrifice or self-sacrifice. There is nothing sweeter than Tyaga. There is nothing more worthy of practice than Tyaga. Shariramadhyam khalu dharma sadhanam. And dharma is at the final stage mokshakari. It gives us self-realization, God realization, Atma Sakshatkar, only when we give up ahankara. So, Atma Sakshatkar is possible only when we give up ahankara. Tyage Naike Amrutatvamanasu. There are 2 points today. One, a person of Sri Rama's stature in Sausilyam can understand and appreciate Parabhakti. Two, such a person can understand and appreciate Amrutatvam, Tyagam, the greatness of Tyaga. Who are those two great characters in the Ramayana who are of Parabhakti? Shabari. She is a tribal woman. She is the disciple of Matanga Maharshi. Matanga Maharshi had a beautiful ashram. He was absorbed in meditation. He was able to see Brahman. He was able to attain that Amrutatvam. And After some time, the physical body is dropped. It is natural for the earthly substance to merge with the earth. Body is made of the nature, components of nature, and this body one day has to perish. It has to return to the places where it has come from. The five elements, earth, water, fire, air and space, have contributed to the composition of this earthly human structure. And this has to be returned to the nature one day. During our stay in this body, we must use it for our rise. Matanga Maharshi was able to attain that Brahman. Before he dropped the body, he called his disciple, his maid Shabari, and told her, "My dear Shabari, in future, Sri Ramachandra Prabhu, the great Avatara Murti, will visit our ashram. You be alive. You practice devotion. You serve the ashram. When Sri Ramachandra Prabhu comes, you worship him. You adore him. Then it is a fulfillment of your life." Shabari took the word of her master very sincerely. Shraddhavan labhate sarvam. Shraddhavan labhate dhanam. Shraddhavan labhate jayam. Shraddhavan labhate parabhakti. When you are very sincere in devotion, when you are very, very meticulous in observing every bit of your worship methodically, you are sure to evolve to great heights. This Shabari, a tribal lady, she was very faithful to her master. She was highly devoted. She was committed to the cause. She developed that wholehearted devotion as per the directions given by the master. She turned her eyes towards Sri Ram. She went on repeating that Ram Nama Japam. Valmiki Maharshi did Ram Japa, Rama Nama Japa, and he became an evolved soul. He became a great Adikavi, and it was he who wrote the entire Ramayana. He was also a tribal person. He was initially a hunter. His devotion had taken him to the heights. Now, there is a lady called Shabari, a tribal woman, and her sincerity, her bhakti, her commitment, her shraddha took her to the state of parabhakti. What is this parabhakti? Bhakti is devotion. Devotion is excess of love of the deity. Shabari has reached that highest state of parabhakti. In the parabhakti, we do not know what we do. The five senses transfer their faculties in parabhakti. For example, eyes can hear, ears can see, nose can taste, mouth can see. The faculty of the tongue is only to taste, but that faculty can be transferred to the eyes. Eyes will taste the beauty, adharam madhuram. Vadanam madhuram, hasitam madhuram, padam madhuram, panir madhuram, madhuradhipate akhilam madhuram. All the five senses find the sweetness of the beloved deity. All the five senses will be in a position to perceive the divinity everywhere. ఇందు గలడు అందు లేడని సందేహము వలదు చక్రి సర్వోపగతుండు. He is here, he is not there, such doubt you need not entertain. He is here, he is there, he is everywhere, he is now here. That is the state to which we evolve. Prahlad was able to see God everywhere, in the brooks, in the books, in the stones, in the pebbles, in the sky, in water, in air, in fire, in animals, everywhere. Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagat. That was the state to which Prahlad was able to reach. Radha was able to see Krishna everywhere, find the benevolence of Krishna always, find the beauty of Krishna in everything. She has reached the state of Parabhakti. Now, in the Ramayana, you find Shabari, an elderly lady, ripe old age. Her eyes cannot see what is there at a distance, but she can see only Ram. Since her senses have developed to that state of transcendental devotion, she was doing the acts in a different manner. An ordinary person cannot understand. Shakespeare beautifully says, poet, lunatic and the lover. A lover of the Almighty, a devotee of the deity, does not know what he is doing or speaking. His eyes speak, his ears speak, his nose speaks, his tongue speaks. All the five senses perceive the beauty of the Almighty, taste the sweetness of the Almighty, Adharamrutam. We find Prahlada seeing Vishnu everywhere, Radha finding the sweetness of Sri Krishna everywhere. And this Ramayana, we have the character of Shabari, wherein you find her full of Parabhakti. How does it percolate into the actions? Sri Ram and Lakshman are coming to the ashram of Shabari. Perhaps she is 90 plus or 100 plus. The body is full of wrinkles, vision is failing, throat is quivering, nothing is steady except the mind concentrated in God. The physical body is declining in its activities. And this Shabari, when Ram came, she was receiving him with the warmth of affection. She was unable to do things methodically. She was unable to offer a formal welcome. A rational person may not find her welcome to be civilized. It is beyond the ken of an ordinary person. Lakshmana was unable to appreciate the way Shabari was receiving Ram. Ram was able to enjoy every bit of her service. The welcome offered by Shabari was to the liking of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. As the elders enjoy the child's love, whatever the child does is lovable to the elders, parents. Similarly, whatever the devotees do in devotion is acceptable, is pleasing to the deities. Sri Ramachandra Prabhu was like that. Sri Krishna was like that. What Kuchela brought, what Sudama brought was to the relish of Sri Krishna. The way Radha worshipped Krishna was to the liking of Krishna. An old woman, while throwing away the dust after collecting it from the house, said Krishnarpanam. That was also accepted by Sri Krishna. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Whether it is a drop of water, or a leaf, or a flower, or a fruit, anything is acceptable, lovable to the Almighty. And in this ecstatic devotion, in this transcendental devotion, everything is divine and everything is absolutely of the liking to the Almighty. Shabari, in her ecstatic devotion, in her overflowing devotion, lost the so-called civilized way of worship. She brought fruits, and she was so anxious that each fruit she offered to Ram should be sweet. There may be some fruits which are not sufficiently ripe. There may be fruits which may not be very sweet. Therefore, Shabari, before giving the fruit to the Almighty, tested it, tasted it, and that was to the liking of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. Goda Devi made the garland. She wore it herself. She was trying to see whether it would fit to the Almighty, whether it would look all right to the Almighty. And that garland which Goda Devi wore first was liked by Vishnu. This is Parabhakti. However much we explain, we do not understand the preciousness of Parabhakti, the grandeur of Parabhakti, the sweetness of Parabhakti, the delicious ecstasy of Parabhakti. People of earthly background cannot understand. When Shabari was giving that fruit, tasted fruit, Lakshmana was unhappy. Whereas Sri Ramachandra Prabhu received it with love. He enjoyed those fruits which were tasted earlier by Shabari. It was not found to be bad. It was not found to be indecent. It was not found to be unmannerly. It was found to be of full devotion by Ramachandra Prabhu. Who else can appreciate that warmth of affection from Shabari? That splendor of devotion from Shabari? From who can understand that absorption of a mind in devotion? Only Ramachandra Prabhu, who is capable of understanding that Parabhakti. He was smiling. He was enjoying every bit. I remember every child will be in a position to fulfill the desires of the parent in the early childhood. Whatever the child does is to the satisfaction. Similarly, a lover, a wholehearted lover, will be appreciated by the beloved. Their minds are ecstatic like that of a lunatic, a mad person. Lover, lunatic, and a person who is drunk with the devotion. Such people, poet, lunatic, and the lover. A poet rises to the heights. He flies, soars in the sky of devotion, in the sky of imagination, in fancy. He lives in his own world. So is a beloved living in his world. So is a lunatic living in his own world. And that can be understood only by a person of loving Sausilya. Sri Ramachandra Prabhu is of overflowing Sausilya. He looked at Shabari. Whatever worship she offered, however informal it might be, it was to the liking of Ram. Narada, in his Bhakti Sutras, describes Parabhakti. Radha displays Parabhakti. Prahlada is absorbed in Parabhakti. Blessed are the people who transcend the body, mind, intellect, equipment to be lost in that state of Parabhakti, wherein the senses transfer their faculties and the physical body is given instructions contrary to the normal way of life. In the case of Shabari, we find that Parabhakti at its height. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa enjoyed that Parabhakti. Chaitanya Prabhu has enjoyed that Parabhakti. There are only a few people in history, in story, and in experience to enjoy that Parabhakti. That is liked only by two people. One, the person who experiences Parabhakti, and the other is God who enjoys that Parabhakti. Here you find Shabari, a lady of that excessive devotion, and Sri Ramachandra Prabhu of overflowing Sausilyam. 2 points in Shabari. One, her faith in the Master, her perseverance in devotion. Any number of days, any number of months, any number of years, she waited, not with any tiresomeness, but with ease and happiness. She was doing that Ramajapa. Ramajapa is not strenuous. It might be strenuous if you have a goal, if you have a destination, if you have something in return expected. And it is Sri Ramachandra Prabhu that she has always been viewing, enjoying at all times, in all places. And when that has concretized, when Sri Rama came in human frame, in full flesh and blood, with burned arrow, with the matted hairs, and with the lion cloth, when Sri Rama came, it was to the fullest exultant happiness of Shabari. He came, and she had to offer something for him to eat, Naivedyam. And when she was giving, she collected the fruits and she tasted every bit of them and offered. Lakshmana was very unhappy because Lakshmana has not reached that state of Sausilya, nor has he been in a position to understand Parabhakti. In Shabari, we find Parabhakti, and in Sri Ram, we find that overflowing Sausilya. Finally, another wonderful character, an animal, a bird, a beast, and that is Jatayu. How much of humanism the Jatayu has? When Sita was being kidnapped, when she was being carried away to Lanka by Ravan, Jatayu resisted it, gave a tough fight to Ravan. In the process, she lost her limbs, her wings were cut, she dropped down on the floor, and with all willpower she held the breath, waiting for Sri Ramachandra Prabhu so that the message can be communicated. She gave up her life. He gave up her life. Tyage naike amrutatva manasu. Anyhow we are dying. Let us die for a cause. Let us die in the service of others. When Ravana was trying to kidnap, the bird resisted, stopped, let that body perish. That is real Hindu. Himsaya duyate iti Hindu. Wherever there is himsa, wherever there is adharma, wherever there is an atrocity being committed, a true Hindu will stop it. In the process, he may die, and therefore I call Jatayu a true Hindu. When Ravana was violent, when Sita was being taken away, this Jatayu rose to the occasion, gave up the life. Amrutattva Manasu. And what is the wonderful Sausilya of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu? It was in his absence Dasharatha's funeral was performed by his brothers. Now he found Jatayu dying. He found his father in Jatayu. He performed the funeral rites to Jatayu. How blessed is Jatayu to die in the hands of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. A person on account of Tyaga will be close to the deity. Amrutasya putra Tyage naike amrutattva manasu, and this can be appreciated only by a person of Sri Rama's stature. Sri Rama was able to understand Shabari's parabhakti. Sri Rama was able to understand Jatayu's Tyaga, Amrutattvam, and therefore he accepted the food which was earlier tasted by Shabari, and therefore Sri Ramachandra Prabhu was able to perform the funeral rites of Jatayu. Blessed are Shabari and Jatayu. The credit goes to Sri Ramachandra Prabhu's one concept, and that is Sausilya. Let us try to wind up with remembrance of the four great qualities of Sri Ram: Swamitvam, Saulabhyam, Sausilyam, and Vatsalyam. Not for nothing today we all worship Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. The most conspicuous quality of Sri Rama is that Sausilya with abundant affection. He had showered them both on Jatayu and Shabari. May we all prostrate at the feet of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu because of his divine nature, because of his godly quality, because of his Sausilyam, and because of his Vatsalyam. Mangalam Kosalendraya Mahaneya Gunatmane Chakravarti Tanujaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam Mangalam Mangalam.
My grateful thanks to Professor K. Subramaniam ji for his beautiful insights on Sri Rama Saushilyam. Meet you tomorrow again. Namaste.